Hey everybody, welcome into the Beehive. I'm your host, TheBee at LLC. This is where we stack precious metals like it's pollen and nectar. Our pollen is silver and our nectar is gold. Preserving our wealth is honey of all. And like ancient metals, we hold our own. So today we're going to be having a quick auction and we're going to be talking with Space Miner and just having a little bit of fun. This is not going to be an in-depth auction because I'm not really prepared for it, but if you want to buy whatever I'm throwing up, we'll make it happen. So with that, hey Chew and Jake's Custom Parts, welcome in. Good to see you. I'm going to bring up Space Miner with us here. Let me bring him in. Space Miner, welcome in. Welcome into the Beehive. How you doing?
What's happening, man? Thanks for having me.
For sure. So, so we're just kind of chatting, and that's mostly what I want to do tonight is just kind of chat and hang out, but I'll throw up a couple pieces of silver, and if somebody wants one. So our specials are, let me see if I can zoom in on any of these.
What up, Chew? Jake?
So
How
we've
y'all doing?
got, let's call this, this is the special for tonight's Buy It Now special. So at any time throughout tonight, you can type in BIN, which stands for Buy It Now, and then put special, and I'll know that you're after these Walking Liberty rounds. They're just 1 ounce silver rounds, and they're modeled after the $50, the Walking Liberty. So that is the special for the night. It's $54. Let me know how many you would like. You can order up to 10 per person. And that is the special. I'm going to dial that in as, let's see, D. Okay, and then up from there, the ancient coin of the night is this Arcanania Anactorium, 320 to 380 BC, 8.57 grams, which is a stater, and this is commonly known as the Pegasus coin. And so this will be the Buy It Now Ancient. So anytime throughout the night, you can type in BIN for Buy It Now and then Ancient, and I will know that you are after the Pegasus coin, and you can have it at that price out the gate. If you are willing to wait till the very end of the auction, we will put it up for auction for the last 5 minutes of the night, and I will put it up at a reduced price. So if you're willing to hold on and wait a little bit, you can get it at a reduced price. And that, let me dial that in as C.
Dude, that is cool. That thing's got a lot of relief on it.
Yes, it is a very cool coin. 2,400 years old. It's pretty sweet.
Do you know where it was recovered from?
It was, well, yeah, I mean, its home country is right below Italy, basically. So, yeah, over there in the Middle East where all of the action was there in the beginning of our time. The Middle East, kind of the hub of all the different big nations. You had the Greek Empire and the not Arcadian Empire, but what do you call it? The Achaemenid Empire, and then to the Greek, and then into Alexander the Great and his empires and all of that good stuff. Oh, C Stacker, welcome in. Good to see you. Joseph Lopez, hi, how are you? Good to see you guys. Okay, so that's our ancient coin, our special, and what else do we have here? So I think that's the main things you need to know. The rest we will put up on the auction block and read them out as normal. And then let me also get a zoom over here. Okay. All right. And then I'll zoom in at A. Yeah, sorry, I was a little behind here today, guys, so bear with me. So yeah, while I'm doing this, what's been new in Space Miners World?
Ooh, new in Space Miners World. I am tomorrow. I'm sending off a watch band. I had a friend of mine. He lasered it in for me. He created laser cavity points, inset points for osmium. But I didn't send the osmium with it, and they ended up just, I mean, a hair too small, so they just won't lay in there. So I'm shipping those off, but that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited about that watch band. I want to get it done.
Cool.
It's going to have a bunch of letter I's. It'll have 5 letter I's on both sides. Want a link? Letter I, letter I, letter I, letter I. Letter
Oh
I.
yeah,
So
I see.
Like this, ding, ding, ding.
Cool.
And, so I'm excited about that, and that won't take long. County came in. Holy moly. County yesterday and today came in and decided they were going to do some road chipping. And so I had to go to war with the county, preserve the edge of the land. So that was fun.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
So this first piece I'm going to throw up is the first mint Las Vegas round. Welcome to Las Vegas, Nevada. It has a roulette wheel on the back, 3 9s fine, 1 ounce pure silver, first mint. One of their beautiful new rounds. I kind of like it. Pretty cool new round. So actually, after I got married, me and my wife got married in the Grand Canyon, or on the edge of the Grand Canyon. And then afterward, on the way home, we stopped into Vegas and ended up on the Space Needle up there. And so I haven't spent much time in Vegas, but I did get up on top of that Space Needle. And there's a ride where it looks like you're going to shoot off the edge of the Space Needle. It shoots you right off the edge of it, and then you come to a screeching halt after you're hanging over the edge of the Space Needle. So yeah, that was kind of fun.
I rode the Big Shot back in the day up there. The one that shoots you straight up and then you drop.
Which chat are you in? Joseph Lopez says, yeah, so that's another thing. Good question. I am trying this new, they've got it that I can stream both in vertical and what's the other word I'm looking for here?
Horizontal.
Yeah.
Panoramic. No.
Yeah, anyway, yeah, the sideways version. I can't think of the word I'm thinking of at the moment. But yeah, so I don't know if there's 2 different chats I apologize.
Landscape.
I'm in the landscape view is the one that I will be watching the chat in. Let me see if I can open up the other one too, because I'm a little confused on this too. It shows that I'm having 2 live streams on my channel, so I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, that's weird. It's showing that I have two lives up now. So the vertical one. Okay, we've
That
got
explains the extra
Mr. and
box.
Mrs. West Texas are over here in the vertical. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. That's not very easy for me to figure out. So,
I wonder if I can
I'll try to watch both, or maybe you can watch one of them. Do you have your laptop open, Space Miner?
I do. Let me get. Yeah, I'm thinking that right now. All right, let me
Maybe.
know if this drops you. I should be able to. I'm
Uh,
new at computering.
did you have dinner up
You
there?
too.
Jake's Custom Parts. Did I have dinner up there? Where was I be talking about? I'm not sure where you're asking. Oh, dinner on the Space Needle, perhaps? I don't think we did. Oh, but there is. You're right. There is like a nice restaurant that's we might have. We might have. I had a lot on my mind at that time, so I can't remember exactly, but I know we did spend some time.
I think it turns as well.
Yeah, it does. It does. I remember I was in it, so I just can't remember if we ate in it or not. But um, okay, so yeah, if you get onto the vertical one, you can let me know over there. We've got Mr. and Mrs. West Texas over there. OC Jolo, I think they're in Jolo's over here on my landscape now. What about you, Jakes? You've been up on the Space Needle? You had any meals up there? And then I'm gonna be putting the oh, I know what I can do. I'm gonna turn the comments on. And that way, let's go wide. Let's go big.
Let's go horizontal.
Now everybody can see through those comments as well. If you go back to celebrating your anniversary, let me know and I will send you some money for dinner. And yes, I have, but before COVID. Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah, actually, now that you bring it up, I would like to go back there and grab some grub sometime. Oh, in Marsh, welcome in. We are mostly over here I've got 2 lives up kind of accidentally. One is vertical, one is horizontal. I'm mostly going to be in the horizontal, but I'm trying to keep my eye on both. And we're going to put up right now, 1 ounce first mint round, Vegas round, I'm going to call it.
Okay, come on, thing.
56 for that.
This should be it right. And all right, there we are.
Okay, and I'm flipping my timer on that, so we're going on the Vegas round. 1 ounce Vegas round at 56. If anybody's interested, toss it in the chat, and we will try to catch. Yep, there we are in Marsh. Good to see you.
Right.
Okay, now you're still over either way. So yeah, I think Space Miner's going to try to keep an eye on the vertical. So holler at me if you see something, Space Miner. What about you? Have you been to Vegas much, Space Miner?
Okay, I'm in the vertical side. So
Okay, cool.
oh
What
yeah,
about
I've been a bunch.
Vegas?
One of my old friends he had like an aunt that lived out there, and we used to go out there and stay in like her sunroom, and then we'd go wander the strip. So
One
yeah, I
is
used to have a lot of fun in Vegas. Vegas gets cold too at times. That was also a surprise. It can get really cold in Vegas.
yeah.
That was like one of the first things I learned.
Go out in the evening all dressed down, and then by early morning you're freezing to death.
Like it is desert, so you get, I don't know, there was one time it was like July. We went July or August maybe, but anyways, uh we went there and we thought for sure it'd be nice, and we tore out in the middle of the day and everything felt great. Then evening came in and it was hail and snow and wind, and it was like freezing cold. We were like way down the strip. It took us an hour or two just to get back somewhere where we could chill for a while. But yeah, that was a surprise. That was fun.
Cool. Yeah, I've
Am I
only been
breaking
a
up?
couple. No, you're good. I've only been there a couple times, and
I feel like I'm breaking up.
you're good. I can hear you. But yeah, I haven't done too much crazy partying down there. I know, a lot of people do a lot of crazy partying there, but I haven't really spent enough time there to do that.
Yeah, there's let's see, things I like to do in Vegas is like the Wet and Wild. That's a pretty fun little water park. I like water parks. Um, and then I love street drinking. That's fun. You know, just wandering around. You wander into a casino, find a bar, grab your drink, and jet. And like that's the whole game. That's fun. Food,
Cool.
food hopping, like food hopping.
Yeah, I'm not really used to that type of environment. When we were down in New Orleans, though, that was definitely a vibe that I picked up down there. That is just like you can go from bar to bar and carry your drink from one place to the next and be okay, which
Yeah,
is
oh
interesting.
man, New Orleans got a great street culture, don't they?
It's
I
totally
mean,
different than anything I'm used to, anyway.
yeah, like that one guy. Oh, I thought that was hilarious. We're walking down the street and we're trying to get back to the hotel or whatever, and back to the conference zone. And this this guy sitting, a doorman sitting out there, like stops B out of nowhere. What did he ask you, man? It was like a basketball question or something.
Oh
It,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So I didn't know. I was like, he gave me a choice between like who was it? Michael Jordan.
LeBron or Jordan?
Yeah, I think I said Jordan, and then I said LeBron. I'm like, I don't even know who LeBron is. I don't know anything about basketball. And then I think they about had all they could have with that statement, but I think you chimed in and saved the day, and it ended up being kind of a fun conversation with him.
Yeah, but I mean that was like near normal. You could tell like this. That wasn't the first time he stopped somebody to chat. You
Yeah,
know.
actually, what I said was Larry Bird, right? And he was like, because they're both black guys, and I was like, they were asking about professional basketball, and I said, well, I like watching Larry Bird, and they're like, yeah, the first, would they say the first white black man or something like that?
Yeah, that was it. That was funny. Yeah, that
Yeah.
he was a. Yeah, that was those guys were rich, man. I like those guys. Oh, what was it? What were their names? They
Oh, it was
forced this
like,
one on me. I'll remember.
yeah. Hey, welcome in, Silver and
Get
Cigars.
me close. Get me close.
It was like,
Oh, I got this. I know I do.
What was it? It was like
I'll never forget their faces, but
it was like
there was
walking
like
on the
two names.
edge. It was like being close to being edgy or on the edge, or what was it? Something like that. Like it was. They were not obviously not their real names, but edge
No
on.
say or I know say or I know.
Yeah, something weird
Oh,
like that.
I hope they bust me on this and call me out. Remind me.
The cheeseburgers
And
suck
then
in New
there was
Orleans. I know. Yeah, so Jake, the place that we ate, so I went and got lunch with Jake's Custom Parts and Chris Marcus from Arcadia. At the day after we went, remember that kind of the drunk guy that pulled us over there to that diner? So
yeah.
I went and ate at the
Hey, man,
same
where we
place.
get the hard.
Yeah, so we went there the next day with Jake's, and yeah, it was kind of an interesting place. It wasn't too bad, but I had a burger there the first night, and I think I picked a bad choice. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't that great either. So, but some I think it probably was a basic type of diner around there, probably some legit legit New Orleans grade food. So yeah, Silver and Cigars. I think most of us are on the um, horizontal screen. So I'm
I know
running
the
two.
next time. Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I'm running two streams somehow from StreamYard. They've got a new option, and so I can run both upright, vertical, and landscape. And so most of us are in the landscape. Sorry, most of us. There's a few of us in the landscape, and I think only a couple in the up way. But yeah, either way, I'm trying to watch both sides. Yeah, Jake, he didn't eat much that day, but he picked up lunch for everybody. That was nice. Appreciate that, Jake. It was good hanging with you. And I got something coming your way. It'll probably be packaged up here and headed out tomorrow or the next day, so you'll have something headed your way. All right, so counting down on the Vegas here in 3, and 2, and 1. No good. And we will move on to the next piece, which is close. Oh, whoa, what did I lose him? Is this where everyone is? Yeah, yep. Well, probably if you're over on the other one, I can't hardly keep an eye on both of them. But yes, either one works. Appreciate you being here. Okay, so the next one is going to be another First Mint edition. And it is the Buffalo. Hey, I know somebody that likes Buffalo Rounds. You probably already have this Silver and Cigars, but this is a new Buffalo Round from First Mint. So it's a nice little coin. It's got a pretty sweet chief on the reverse. It says First Mint up at the top. And then we have the Buffalo with 1 troy ounce, 3 nines plus fine silver. So that will go up on the chopping block next. Let me put in the Buffalo and go. 3 minutes on the Buffalo at 56. Oh, goodness. I didn't mean to put 2 of that in there. $56 for 1 ounce, 3/9 fine silver, First Majestic. What in the world's going on here? You keep popping out there or what?
All right, you got me?
I got you now.
Yeah, dude, it was my my computer was trying to connect to the other internet. I needed to connect to this one. So I'm back.
All
I'm
right,
pretty sure.
cool.
Thank
So
you.
yeah, we got whoa, Frisky Dingo. Welcome in. Good to see you.
Yo, Frisk, what up?
Yeah, appreciate you popping in. We got a 1 ounce round, Buffalo round. Do you already have this one, Silver and Cigars? If you're still in here, I know Silver and Cigars is putting together kind of a world class Buffalo round set. Get a eyelash on there off.
Silver and Cigars, do you have the Mint ID Buffalo? Like, I think that's a beautiful Buffalo, the Mint ID one. Just curious if you have that.
I think these first mints are pretty good as well, as far as they're putting out some nice rounds. I like the Chief and the Vegas round, and this Buffalo's not too shabby.
The Vegas round was nice, and I have their like what is it, like a bicentennial round? Or, I don't remember.
Yep.
Another one, anniversary round, I think.
Cool, cool.
Yeah, and they're good guys too. You know, they're going to be there a long time too. Like most of them are really young. You know, really smart, and they're going to be there a long time. They're just starting. First Mint is like really just kind of in a lot of ways kicking off, I think.
Yes, and they have their first mine over in, I believe it's Nevada, right?
Hmm.
Obviously. And
And that's a huge project too. Make no mistake, that's a big boy. You know,
yep, and they're the being the first silver mine here in the States. I mean, that's important, especially if like, Mexico decides that they don't want to give us all their money that's going up in value at a pretty fast rate, 70+% this year. Might be behoove them to hold on to that, and then that first mint Nevada direct from mine to mint to consumer is going to be huge. Stacking Surfer, welcome in. Good to see you. Hope you are well. How goes it? All right, we're going to count this one down.
yeah.
Silver and Cigar says he has 110 different types of buffalo. The ones I don't have are the rare ones. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Dude, that's wild. That's a sincere collection. What are you missing? Like, what's really important to you? What are a few of your targets left over?
Yeah, and I'll have to pull out my buffaloes if there's I have a couple unusual ones. If there's one that you don't have that I have, I'll be happy to swap it out with you.
And a secondary question to that: are they only silver that you're after, or are you collecting all the gold buffalo stuff too? Oh, son of a gun! Why do I have that down there?
Triple Eight the Great. Yo yo.
Man, I love seeing everybody in here, man. We got some good names in here right now.
Yeah. No doubt.
Oh, sweet. Ugh. Here, this is one of my favorite buffaloes. It's gold, but it's one of my favorites.
Oh man, Gold Buffalo is awesome. That's one of my
Yeah, it's
favorites.
not
I
what
don't have it either. Embarrassingly enough, I love that coin, but I don't have one.
No, I
Okay,
don't think
this
it's effective. Go ahead.
no, this is the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank 1 ounce silver coin. It is a coin, and it is Antigua and Barbuda. It's called the Rum Runner. You got your ship in the background, a bunch of barrels of rum, and your pirate up front. nice background, and then a very clean, kind of cool, elegant design on the back. You got your basic wreath surrounding your important information, the ECCB. And yeah, we'll throw this one up next. Tis the Eastern Caribbean coin. Let me find that right quick. Let's see. Let's go with.
Here, while you're setting that up, I'm going to show Silver and Cigars. Have you seen these?
Oh, that's cool. An Aurum note.
Yeah, and then they got like the black print on the back. It's not showing real pretty in this lighting, but
Cool.
yeah, they're 1,000 milligram or 1 grams.
Jake
Yeah,
says my wife's Nana bought me a bottle of rum back in the day and wanted to start drinking. 9 a.m. She was well. Yeah, 9 a.m. bottle of rum. That ought to work. That ought to do the job.
Here, but these are my favorite of the series. Let's see if I can get that.
You got a bear.
Yeah, these are the 500 mg. They're green. They're like a brilliant green in real life. Like
Kind of like goldbacks, but they're not the same even in the way they're designed, really, are they?
You know, they're the same principle or mechanics of of use, but like these are so much closer. The Orums are like crazy closer to spot value than any goldback. Like, so if you're interested in the concept of gold leaf, but this isn't gold leaf, this is sputtered. This is what's different about these. And this is like goldbacks and Orums are both sputtered. They're not foil work, is what I'm
Okay. So
saying.
they are actually both sputtered, you're calling it.
Yeah, they're sputtered. And that's what makes them like so unique and like ultra pure and stuff. That's why they can claim those purities. And so yeah, they're so like you got goldbacks and Orums to really work with. There's a couple other companies, but like the Orums are so much closer to spot than any goldback. It's like ridiculous. I keep goldback though too. I'm a goldback merchant. I do keep goldback. I use goldback. I'll exchange in goldback, and and I believe in goldback. But that being said, Orum's a better value for your money. So
It's funny to see all the different views on goldbacks. I hear some people say they hate them, some people like them, some people are like, I don't care. You got the whole range.
yeah, Frisky polymer coating. The polymer's what carries the image, and it's sputtered onto the imaged polymer.
So yeah, if anybody, it doesn't really matter, but I do have 2 channels going, and so 888 and Frisky, if you're over there on the upright as well as Stacking Surfer, there's some of us over here on the other channel, but it doesn't matter which channel you're on. If you watch the comment section in my video window, it includes all of the comments, so it's all good. All right, and we're going to count that one down. Time is out.
Is that going? Man, I've been watching that one. I really want it, but it's just getting more expensive all the time.
Isn't it though? Isn't it? Yeah, that's the case. That is the case.
Here, if you guys want to see, I'll see if I can free the corner and like rip open a goldback.
Oh, you don't have to do that. But yeah, I hear if you put them in the wash, they like can start coming apart.
Yeah, they'll separate out like the corners, the polymer kind of like separate off, And like you could, if you were really careful, you could probably just peel it right off. So, because it's pretty good gold work, like in the sense that you could probably peel it off, like, and it hold together because, it's got real tight lattice structure, from being,
Frisky says, no, don't do that.
all right, I'll leave it alone. But I could. Like, we could use a half, like a 1/2. That's not that much gold. I have one that I keep, and I must have taken it out for something else.
Okay, up next, I'm throwing up the Niue coin, 2023 coin of Beavis and Butthead. The old classic.
Where did I...
You ever watch Beavis and Butthead?
Oh, yeah, dude. That was a regular watch. Like, though I had to sneak it. Like, I wasn't supposed to be watching it, but I was.
Has a limited mintage of 5,000. So it is limited.
I swear I had one in here.
Classic indeed. I'll be right back.
Yeah. So while he's messing with that, what do you guys say? Gold back, like principles of gold back, do you agree? Like the principles of the usage and the principle of like, retaining monetary, like backing monetary leaf in the form of gold. I'd like to see it closer to the orums personally. I understand that there's like, look, when you're buying these, like the orums, like there's a pretty significant premium. So it's not like the way to like stack gold, but like if you're expecting and speculating on gold being like extremely expensive per ounce, and I'm speculating that it will be. I think people are going to want to see something like a really legitimate, well weighed and marked piece of gold. When they're dealing in when we start dealing in micro denominations of gold, I think it's going to be a necessary security, not necessary so much as like a desired security in gold, well marked, recognized, and really it would take a lot. I don't care what people say like about like gold back forgeries. Like, yeah, they can exist, but really like any experienced gold person should be able to recognize something counterfeit, at least if you've seen the real thing. I'd be cautious my first time ever buying one, but yeah, I think if you went to like a recognized merchant or dealer, I think you can, there's a certain sense of trusting the process. You can't verify the world, man. At some point, you're going to have to trust somebody that either the item is good or the information is good. You can't know it all, and you can't be the validator of the world.
Right. So Jake's Custom Parts says, aren't the premiums higher than the amount of gold on the gold backs? Yes, that's a big complaint about the gold backs is that there's a high premium on them. But they are very divisible, like to an extreme amount, and that's kind of their pro. Like a lot of people say they're not necessarily for stacking, they're more for spending. Mm-hmm. But like I would personally, my own personal take would be, if you can afford a 10th ounce of gold, pick up the 10th ounce coin for sure. But then if you want some of the littler denominations for actually maybe giving to your grandkids or trading in real life for goods and services. Or now there's actually quite a few stores in different states that will actually accept the goldbacks, right, Space Miner? You know more about them because you actually deal in them, right? So
Yeah, I'm not a dealer, I'm a merchant. So the difference being is like I don't get the big premium stacks, you know. However, I do deal in them. So I'll accept at least partial payment in gold, full or partial payment in gold back, and I can return your change in full or partial gold back. Um, and these states have legislated, certain states like Florida is has recently like fully legislated the use of silver and gold, and in that now the gold back has room to operate. And so these businesses, private entities that are considering um, doing business in silver and gold, you know, the ones that are more interested in gold, yeah, like they need some kind of like way to like do business in it. And like, yeah, they could go out with a scale and weigh pebbles, you know, but like when your purchase is $13, you see, I can hand over 3 gold back. I can hand over 3 gold back and get like probably end up getting USD and change. Um, but if I do a 50 and want change in gold, if I got a $50 bill and I may have a $13 purchase and I want change in gold back, well, I can convert, you know. So that's kind of the beauty of the system, but they need something recognizable. You know, a lot of these businesses, especially like when not everybody in the business knows silver and gold, like you're hiring 17, 18-year-old kids, you know, like a child can look at a gold back, like a gold back brand, gold back, you know, and recognize, like, for example, one example, and I'll let it drop. Um, Orem makes a Utah goldback, right? Goldback themselves is the entity. This is the business, and this is their product, right? And so they produce these. But Orem made a match, right? They were kind of like collaborating with the system back in the day. And when I was sorting through the gold, it stood out right away. This is different. And although it was valid and legitimate gold back gold, you know, through Orem, it was still highly distinguishable amongst the rest. And this is what you're counting on with goldback, that it becomes used enough that people look at it the same way you'd look at $100 bill and go, this is fake. I'm not taking that, you know? So,
Frisky says, yeah, I bought some Chinese knockoffs back in the day, golden 100 bills. XRF showed aluminum alloy. Ouch.
and a lot of them that people were buying back then were the leaf, like they, you know, the $100 bill, you know, like you always see it, like a bunch of them with like Trump's face on them nowadays, you know.
Yeah.
They like, you can see the fibrous nature of the bill through the gold, you know, like they look exactly how you'd expect them to look. And I think people, when they think gold back, they think of the gold plated bit dollars. They're just thinking about the gold plated dollars and not necessarily recognizing that gold back is something unique,
Yeah.
you know. So like, so for Frisky's case, was it, like, I would ask, was this an actual gold back, or was this a gold plated bill, you know? And if I had to wager $5 on it, I'd say it was a gold plated bill and not a gold back, you know, which is just golden polymer. But I don't know. China does all sorts of goofy stuff.
Right, right. Sunshine. Hey, Broke Stacker. Gold Maple. Welcome in, guys. Good to see you.
Are goldbacks mentioned in the Florida State bill? I don't know. I wonder if they may have done that just to be able to like communicate with government.
I don't think so. I think they're pretty like calling it species, or they have some very defined thing, so it kind of includes more of the silver. But yeah, I'm not sure about it, but I know that the specifics of the way that they're mentioning it, like a lot of states are using species, labeled species. So if it says that it's 3/9 silver, species kind of covers the gamut.
Hmm.
But there are some that are saying coin and round. So yeah, I'd have to check with each specific state.
That's a really good one. I think I'll look into that a lot closer. I'll do a kind of a deep dive on that and get some answers to that. Man, we got all sorts of people in here popping up in here. Dude, Gold Maple popped in. What up, Gold Maple?
Yeah, good to see you, Gold Maple.
Frisky says, yeah, I actually kind of thought all those notes were the same until you sent me one. The one you sent is legit. The China knockoff was no gold. I burned them and tested the solution. No gold on the China knockoff, right? Now, were they of similar appearance, Frisky? Did they appear like to be like the same form of gold, or was one laid on like a cloth and paper and compared to like the legitimate goldback that I sent you? What would be the character difference you describe? I'm sorry, B. Am I interrupting your?
No, you're doing great. I'm behind, so I'm filling out information, and you're keeping it from being dead air. So good job. 888. I don't see broke. Well, that's because I have two different streams open, so you can go to either one works. But if you look at the main chat box in my screen, it catches everybody's chat. So my guess is it looks like you're in the vertical 888, the horizontal is probably where broke is if he's still in here. But he might not be in here anymore. But good to see you, broke. If you're still in here, how you doing? Yeah, I thought they were completely different methods because the goldbacks have that. They look like you can see the plastic on the outside of the bill quite clearly, and it looks like the gold's underneath that plastic. Whereas like those Orem notes that you were showing earlier, those look like almost like the gold is right there, like you're almost touching a gold foil, but I'm not
Well, they're
sure.
a lot thicker. For starters, a lot weightier. There is no such thing as a 1 gram goldback that I know of. You know, the goldbacks are dealing in like thousands.
But they
Like,
do, yeah. The heavier, well, like the $100, they're making like $100 now. That might be a gram or something. I'm not sure what their highest weight is, but it's probably close to a gram.
I don't know.
Because like a gram is like $100, and I know they're making $100. There was talk that they were going to make $100 with their next state, $100 gold back note, right?
Yeah,
So that's probably close to a gram. I'm probably not quite. Not quite a gram, but it might be close.
they should make a 1 gram one, but
Yeah.
I think a thousandth of because they call it like a thousandth of an ounce, so that'd be like 0.03 gram, 0.031 or something like that gram is what a $1, or would it be point 0.3? No, it'd be point zero. It'd be 0.03 gram, 1 gram is what a $1 would be at a 1/1000th ounce. Did I do that math right?
I don't ask
I
me
kind of
what time
just
you're
spit it
doing
out
math.
there. I don't know if I'm right or not. Somebody check me.
Yeah, so
31.1 divided by 1,000, which should be 0.031. 311.
Oh, I'd have to disagree with you on that one, Triple Eight. But yeah, they may back the gold, the dollar with gold. I was seeing that Judy Shelton was on with Mineko 64 earlier today. I have not got a chance to watch it yet. Which is funny how they're talking about backing the dollar with a 50-year bond that at the end of the 50 years would be convertible into gold. And it's like, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me when you could just buy the gold now. But hey, I don't know, whatever.
$758 for 100 note. Frisky is what he found.
For a 100. Woo!
One
Wow.
tenth.
One, two.
1/10 of a gram?
1/10 of an ounce. See, that's what I'd heard too. Someone was saying like that you can go all the way up to like a 1/10. And I'm like, well, if you can buy a 10th ounce, just freaking buy the coin at that point. Like I wouldn't. I mean, each their own. I'm not.
No,
I
I'm
got
with you,
nothing
B.
against the gold backs, but like if you can get a 1/10 ounce coin, and the 1/10 ounce is going to be the coin half the price of the gold back, unless you're like collecting it for the art, I would go with the 1/10 ounce coin because why not? I do like the gold backs though for the smaller denominations that are so easily used in barter. And so for
Very true.
1,000th of an ounce, I mean that's a tiny amount of gold, but to be specific and on the dot, I mean I can see the value there. But yeah, I would definitely go with a coin once you get up to the heavyweights.
I'm with you on that, B. I think the priority, like look, it's got to be pretty bad. It's gonna have to be pretty bad before people like are scraping coins to pay for milk. You see what I'm saying? And so there's gonna, for a long time, this, if there's any breach into the private, it's gonna be through precious metals, right? Like, or crypto. They're gonna be communicating through crypto or precious metals. Like if you want to breach into the private, okay? So when you're operating in the private, there needs to be like legitimacy, security, fungibility, recognizability, tangibility of some sort. That communicability.
Right.
And so, like you're saying, if you can nail that 1/10 or that dose and a half, then these are really good, because as long as people can recognize them, verify them, and legitimize them, right?
Right.
That's good, and it's better for your money. But that being said, coin counterfeits exist, just like any counterfeit, it exists.
Sure.
And so there are certain features of a gold back or an aurum no or leaf work that could help you in that situation. Kind of like the same principle as the osmium applies with thin. You can't core it. You see what I mean? You can't
Right.
core it. You can't core fake it. You'd have to fake the entirety of the material. And so there is a certain sense of security in that. But fuck, until they get these premiums under control, it's nuts.
Well, yeah, I don't think I mean, I think the goldbacks will always have that high premium because all of the work that goes into them and whatnot. But
That being said, everything I've ever bought, I'm above my value.
right, I mean, it goes up with gold, so it's not a big worry.
Yeah, I don't even worry about it, dude. Like, I bought it a while back and didn't even blink about it. I recognized certain attributes. Like, look, guys, this is no one metal solves the world, guys. I don't care what the gold guys say. I don't care what the silver guys say. I don't care. Not one metal rules the world. There is no one metal that rules them all, And as much as you'd like to think gold is that metal, it's
Silver.
not.
It's silver.
It's silver, he said. I swear I was making a point to this, and now I lost it. But there's every metal has a purpose, and every form of metal, and every form each metal goes into has a purpose as well. Like you're going to communicate 1 ounce gold rounds differently than you're going to communicate gold back, but each one has a time and a place. You're not taking your 1 ounce beautiful whatever down to pay for milk and cheese. Dang, that thing is cool.
Yeah, and this one has that little 3D effect down the bottom. It says 3 nines right there, and then if you get it right, it'll say AG for silver somewhere, somehow. How do I get that? There it is, AG. All right, so...
Shall I continue the rant?
Yeah, sorry.
I really want to solidify my position, not
Oh,
the
please
position.
do.
My position in this is that diversity is one of my keys to my investment strategy, in the sense that, like, examine the gold coin, the gold bar, 1 ounce gold bar versus like a stack of 1 ounce stack of gold back, right? Now you're going to pay a lot more off the bat, okay? But you only get to communicate that gold coin once with reduction of premium, okay? You're only going to get to communicate it once. It's one exchange you get, and you get that value that day, whatever it's worth. Now you can try to put it back in, fine. But at the end of the day, there is a significant difference between that 1 ounce bar and that 1 ounce stack of gold back, in the sense that the gold back's premium has been prepaid. You see, and from then on, it continues in its transactional value, which means as the price goes up, and yes, it affects both. As the price goes up on both, these premiums have been in essence prepaid back then, and you only get to carry a forward value from there. Whereas the 1 ounce, you only get to communicate once. You lose some premium off the initial exchange, unless you got like a real good guy in the neighborhood. But you better plan for that premium loss, and that's your value that day. It's a one-time exchange, and now you got to go into the work of paying more premiums to get stuff back. So which means you're going to lose a little bit more there too. Communication is energy. Energy is value. This is what we're exchanging, is energy values in a sense. This energy that you put into work, this energy it takes to feed my family, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But communication is, so when you have communication, there's a sense of paying for ease of use. And then in the meantime, you didn't spend the whole damn thing. You only spent one or two of those, and the rest of your stack gets to go forward in investment value. And this is one strategy or one investment aspect in the gold back theory, in the gold back experiment, we should say at this point. So
yeah, 888. The reason their looks like a phone live is because I have a new extension on the StreamYard streams where it's able to stream in both vertical and horizontal, and so I'm trying it tonight. And so I believe that means if you're seeing things in the vertical, you are in the vertical live stream. If you want, you can go to my channel, and it'll be two different links, and one of them is vertical and one of them is horizontal. But all of the chat is coming through my software and on my main screen. So, and right now we have a Chiwoo Cheon Wang 1 ounce South Korea silver MS70 up for grabs. And then after that, I think I'll switch over to Osmium, and then after that we'll run the ancient coin, and we'll wrap this auction up. I appreciate everybody for jumping on. I just mostly wanted to come hang out and chat with people and see what was up. So Only saw one, 888 says. Well, there's two there. I don't know why you're only seeing one. But when I go look, there's two. And one of them is vertical and one of them is landscape. Landscape is the word that I'm struggling with tonight.
So anybody got a response or a challenge to what I just said?
I'm sure they do, because like I was saying, with goldbacks, dude, you have every opinion under the sun on goldbacks.
Isn't that the truth?
So it's like, get them if you like them, don't if you don't. Like I say, when you get up into the heavy side of things, I personally would just go with the actual gold, unless there's some reason where you want to do the gold backs, but it is nice, I think, on the lower end. And yeah, for a one gold back, it's like, I don't know, $5-6, but as gold goes up, so does the value of your $1. So like when it started, it was like $3 for, and now they're like $6 for a one gold back. So yeah.
Yep. You know, I still think silver is going to be the king of the monetary metals.
Yep. Frisco says he's got to go grab some dinner. Thanks for hanging out with us, Frisky.
Thanks, Frisk, man. Appreciate you stopping by. Thank you.
Okay, so you found the landscape. Good deal, 888. Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, I don't, you know, I'm a guy that likes to browse while I watch. A lot of times I'll be browsing while I watch and stuff, and you can't do that in vertical, man.
Yeah, I never really watch vertical. I just know a lot of people tell me I need to do some vertical streams because it gets people to your channel that would not normally watch. If all they have is phones, and when you do like a check on how many people are watching YouTube on their phone versus a laptop, it's like way heavy on the phones, and I would have not guessed that. But it's like 80% of people watch YouTube on their phone and like 20% on a laptop. So I was way surprised by that number.
Yeah, I guess you look at like gamers nowadays. Gamers, you would think of like a huge portion of gamer, like serious, like you know, gamers, right? A lot of these guys are moving into like game stations, mobile game, because these games are so dedicated to these games. They really like genuinely need to put in the time, so they need to take their games with them nowadays, to be able to like keep up and keep their player going and whatever, you know.
Yeah.
They take it serious. So now even the gamings are going mobile. So it kind of makes sense that the media would too. So
Sure. All right.
I have a lot of uh, investment in YouTube. Like it's a great source of education. It's a great source
Yes.
of news.
Like you can find anything that you're wondering about on YouTube and learn about it. Like from changing tires to shoeing horses to snowboarding to freaking caribou hunting. I don't know. Like it's all there.
Hmm. Yeah, it's the second largest search engine in the world.
Really?
Hmm.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's literally Google, YouTube, and then like DuckDuckGo or something like that, or what's that other one like unto? It's like the Microsoft one, Bing, I think is what it is, like Bing and
Okay.
DuckDuckGo, one of those. So I think it's DuckDuckGo. I think it goes Google. I think it goes Google, YouTube, DuckDuckGo, Bing, Yahoo. I can't remember past that.
Yahoo!
Oh, dude, did you just show off one of the cylinders?
I did.
Sorry, I'm
And,
not even keeping up.
and here is number 4. Stinger number 4. I'm going to make sure. Let's see here. What is
Nickel, are you saying TikTok is considered a search engine?
4, 5.
That's interesting. Now,
It
I
is.
wonder if they'll play the AI into this equation now. Like largest search engine, is the search engine actually like Grok or something like that? That'll change statistics. Oh, I love the way those drop. Can you big screen that for me for just a second, just for my amusement?
Yeah, give me 1 second here.
You're awesome. Thank you.
So you made it home with yours, yeah?
See? Dude, that was strapped to my waist, just like you saw.
Good deal.
Yeah, I was like, ching. Like, dude, you'd have to be in my grab zone. And I got like vice hands, man. Like, I'm used to like grabbing hydraulic hoses.
Right. Okay, so this is Stinger number trace.
Oh, no way.
Stinger number 3.
Oh, that's such a good number.
And that
I
will
might buy
go
one of
up
these.
on the auction block. And then this for those of you who have not seen this is my prototype.
Dude, did you put a hole in your stand just for that?
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. That's perfect.
And then let's see here. Let me get a little better angle.
Oh, you might have to think about that. Some new stands for the revolvers.
Right. All right. And then, yeah, here we go for the slide.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he says.
Dude, if you don't make the sound effect out loud when it happens, then you win. Oh, that was gorgeous. Wow, dude, the one in the stand, it's got like this giant crystal right in the middle. I can see that crystal. Like there's like one giant one in there. Right there.
Yep. I
Did you see it?
did,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, dude, that's a monster in there. That's a huge face.
It's cool.
Oh, that was a good one, dude. That was a big old sparkle come out of that. That was awesome. Oh, are you going to recapture that? Yes,
Zoom
please.
it in a bit. Let me drop. Before I do that, I'm going to drop it in
Dude,
here.
get a red light. Get like a good red light, like a tactical light. They're usually like the right red, but
Yeah, you'll have to show me where to get, send me a link or something.
because
Because,
it absorbs red light, right? It absorbs the red spectrum. Okay, so whenever you're shining it with that red light, it pops like a real clean white back. It's a very clean, like distinct amongst the red white, and it looks like almost holographic in a sense. It's pretty cool. Like you got to get that.
okay, here we are. Stinger number 3. Dropping it in. And we are going to run the old L timer
Oh man,
on it.
you ain't gonna see that price for long.
And then come over here.
And you're gonna know that sparkle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll try to anyway.
Wow, that is. And these are all Sparkle 3, right? Oh my goodness gracious!
Yeah,
Look
this
at
one
it
is
go,
anyway.
dude. That is fantastic. I can see it, like even without the light. Like you can pick it out, like seeing it. It's so centered. That is
Yeah,
amazing.
the big middle shiner.
Yeah, that's a really cool feature. Like, yeah, you get when you're like us and you're dealing with this osmium all the time, this crystal osmium, you really do get to know these pieces personally.
Right?
You really do. It's it's
Indeed.
it's kind of a neat sensation. Like nickel, like you got to know any of your pieces? Do you refer to any? Like I use the last four of the OIC as their name. to refer to him in my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the pocket piece, the last four is name.
Yeah.
It's its name. I couldn't resist, but it kind of set the precedent,
Right. YQ79. Hey, where's
Yeah,
triple
FLQ.
eight? Triple eight you could buy for 79 and, say YQ79.
Oh, dude. That is a really good capture too, in that sense.
I
You know,
will yeah, I'll throw a little. I've got both a little, a big and a middle.
PCT.
Which one you want me to throw up next? I'll throw up some osmium nectar. You can get
Dude,
you a small, a middle, or a large.
I would love to run into the person down the road that gets this, and just see that sparkle and know,
Which
hey,
one
you
it
got
is?
number three,
Well, yeah, right. Be like, what? No way.
Yeah, that'd be a fun one, man. You got number three. I recognize that.
I know
Send me
that
one.
sparkle.
Yeah, I recognize that. That's great.
You still got your New Orleans round?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was
50th annual. Once I got home and was looking through our app that we use there, the Wova app or whatever, it
uh-huh.
said it told me to stop by the front desk to pick up my silver round.
No
I'm like,
way.
you gotta be kidding me. I wish I would have read that a little bit earlier.
That's so awesome. Man, thank you for that, by the way.
Oh, for
Yeah,
sure.
he scored me one, just for the record.
I need a 4 hex. I can probably do that.
4 hex though. Let me
Come.
guess what the 4 hex price is. What's the sparkle in the 4 hex? I haven't hmm. I haven't tuned into the hexes yet. Because I gotta or I kind of want to guess the sparkle if we get to see it. I want to see how
Oh, and
close.
I got your COA. Still, I gotta send you a space miner.
Don't send that till I send yours.
Well, that sounds like a deal.
Don't send it till I send yours. Because I'm legit, dude. I'm gonna laser you one in. I have the laser sitting right behind me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we can laser you one in now. I didn't get my round at Space Miner at the conference. You were at the conference?
He was. I don't know that he ever made it into the. Did you make it into the exhibit rooms, Jake?
Did you make yourself apparent to us?
Well, like I got to go eat with him there with Chris Marcus. When that first day that he was here, but I didn't see him in the actual plaza. Or I think he was right before we went and ate. I do remember. I think I seen him in there. So.
Oh man, did I shake your hand or say hi or anything?
Did I
You
meet you
mystery
without
man?
knowing?
What is this?
Was it the pizza conference? Triple says, right?
Phantom of
Well,
the conference. Jeez.
you should have heard Chris Marcus giving Jake crap about pizza when we went and ate. That was hilarious.
Oh no. I'm glad I didn't get involved in that scandal.
Yeah,
Dude, that's so funny. I had no idea. I wish I would have known. I would have hunted you down.
yeah, Jake's cool stuff. Jake's good people.
That's cool, man. I hope you had some kind of fun while you were there. Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't even get to visit all the tables or nothing. I felt like
We were so busy. We didn't have to. We didn't even get to go visit the. I realized just today we didn't go visit the lady that I bought my necklace and made that
oh
bee nectar and
yeah,
everything. And
Arya.
yeah.
Arya. I put up her video today.
Oh yeah.
Or was it? Yeah, I think it was today or yesterday. I put up her video finally. I found it. Like my phone's so full, dude. Like I can't even use it. And, and so I found her video and I was like, oh sweet, let's upload that. We do need 100, dude. I would totally make a trip to like accomplish that.
Yeah, I was so planned on going. I was so busy and it slipped my mind, and I just realized today we didn't pop in there.
Well, and now we've got like future dues to pay, like um like the guy that brought us to the restaurant, like he's intent that we run into each other again.
Yeah.
uh, there was another one. We made another friend too. Who was it? Oh man, I'll remember. It's all just a blur. We were so busy the whole, like, dude, those days were like 18-hour days or something near, you know.
Yes. So up next we are going to put up this piece here. We'll look this piece up for you. This is a small hex, and I believe it's going to be close to a 4. We'll look it up right quick for
That
you
looked
there,
like it.
triple eight. Yeah, we'll get our picture next time, Jake. I'm sure there'll be another time we'll bump into each other.
Sued for what? Jeez. I thought he was still private. Who'd you put? Wait, I am confused at what's going on here. I got to back it up somehow. What are you saying? What the hell is going on? Sorry. Who's been revealing 5 months? What is Nickel? What are you saying, buddy? Hold on.
Here you go, 4 on the dot, buddy. Here's your 4. So here's a 4.6 by 4 on the dot, and it's a sparkle 1. Oh, and triple eight. So you know how we've been talking about what might be the rare one? Turns out that it might be the sparkle grade 1.
This was a great conversation that we were having. Yeah,
Yeah.
pick it up, B. Start it over. Pick it up. Like we came to a realization, guys.
So yeah, the sparkle grade 1 is going to be one of the more rare pieces. Will it be more sought after? The only reason that I would say it would be is because there's not, I don't think that there will be the amount of sparkle grade 1s. It will need to be special applicate, like, you know, a special application where you're wanting that really refined sparkle for like jewelry or for whatever your purpose is.
Detailed cuts.
Detailed cuts, but um, there is not going to be a lot of sparkle grade 1, I don't think, because it's just something that you're going to have to probably put in a big order for. I don't know, I got to get all the ideals, but it's one of the lesser of the pieces out there. Like, it's kind of getting hard to find a sparkle grade 1. And I have some coming for my sparkle grade tools, and they are, I believe, going to be made available, but I think it will be more special orders, and I think it will actually be one of the more sought after pieces because there won't be very much of it. But that's just conjecture, so
May I try my hand?
of course.
Here's how I'm interpreting this. Is that the Sparkle 1 is a thinner crystal. It's it's at the beginning of the crystal growth, making the smaller crystals.
Doesn't grow as long. The longer the piece grows, the larger the sparkle grade, the larger the actual
Crystal formation.
crystal becomes. Yeah.
Right. And so, on that note, a Sparkle 1 can actually be kind of difficult to perform in the sense that, like, they there's like two qualifiers that Institute does not allow. They don't allow spikes, and they which stand out above the plane, or because like they want uniform crystallization. So a spike is undesired, and a hole, which is where the like this, you see, or like this, like holes. So, where pieces get thinner and thinner and thinner. And so, it's very difficult to work with, right? It's very difficult to grow, recover, handle, right? And so, they try to lean it even at a stronger one. It's the only way to repair that and make this still go is to continue growing. If not, you could have a undesired piece that would be recycled back into the system. So therefore making them less
Less on
desirable
the,
grown.
yeah, less on the market. Yep. Okay, so let me pop that in. This is
But I think you're right, be about because they really are like a soft, luxurious, dazzling, multifaceted, they have high frequency of change, high variation in their constellations. They really are man, they are a very satiny kind of a shimmer. It's gorgeous
I
stuff.
like to it's like to me it reminds me of like a fresh snow. Like I grew up on a ranch, and so when
Mm,
there's a good fresh snow for a long distance and you the sun comes up, you just get a fine sparkle everywhere. And it reminds me of that. Just a
that's a
nice.
good one. Yeah, I like that. That's right. Yeah. And again, the intricacy of cuts, um, they really prefer a thinner piece for cutting shapes. So a lot of this one is dedicated to the intricate shapes, because when you're cutting up against a giant crystal, and you cut a giant crystal right in half, it kind of shows. So when you get a Sparkle 5, and you look at the edge, sometimes it's kind of goof looking, whoa, and it kind of throws off the symmetry of a circle, as an example, you know.
Hmm.
So they prefer a thinner piece to be cut in intricate fashions. Sharper points, less observable crystals cut right in the half.
Yeah, okay.
So watchmakers, watchmakers, it's really important that they have a very low crystal, because they don't have a lot of working room in there, for sweeping hands and stuff. So those guys are going to be sucking up all the 1 and 2, right away. They need it. It has to be that way for them, or they're going to have to especially if they're doing setting on a dial instead of making it the dial. Not everybody wants a full dial of osmium. Some people want some pieces in there instead. And
How do
so,
I switch on the Osmium identification page? Where do I switch to a dollar?
I would have
Let me
to.
share. I'll share my screen and maybe that'll help.
Yeah, please. We got an echo.
So, want to change it to dollars.
Let me get big screen best I can. So, is it at the top or the very bottom? Keep going down as far as you can. Is that as far as you can go down?
Yes.
Try backing out of the piece real quick.
All right, well, I'll find it later. I'll just convert it over
Yeah,
here.
sorry. But it's about 1.2. You can convert it at 1.2. And
I
so
got
that would be like,
so 273.54.
man, where was it? I showed you right where it was at the conference.
So we're looking at it now, and so it's 314. I'm going to go 315. So all right, here she is.
What's the conversion ratio right now? Does it show?
Conversion. I will tell you, it is 0.24%.
0.24. Yeah, so conversion of 1.24. So you would times 1.24 is what I'm saying.
You are one hondo shy, but if you add another hondo, that was the improper one. Here, it's this one right here. My bad. 315. Yeah, that clock ran out on the other one. I'm starting the clock on this one though, and it starts at 315. And if you pick it up, 888, I believe you have a 3% discount. So I will take that off of the price that you see at 315. So that would be your deal. You want the, yeah, I'll do 215 on the Stinger. If that's what I had it at, let me go check.
Are you picking up 3?
Yeah, 215 on the Stinger if you're interested. Well, you're confusing the heck out of me, 888. What are you wanting? Don't confuse me. I wanted the hex. Okay, yeah, the hex starts at 315, and it is a 4 millimeter. So you got what you want. It is a 4.6 millimeter by 4 millimeter sparkle grade 1.130 grams, so a little over a tenth of a gram.
Really?
Yep.
That's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
I like the tenthers. Like I have a few.
215 was the price on the Stinger.
Isn't that kind of cool? How we're still kind of operating nearly in the same fashion, like in the way we're grabbing these.
Yeah, and
Not
actually
a
the
lot.
Stinger should have been 220, but I missed put it in, so I'll give it to you at 215 if you want. But the Stinger is 215. The Nectar that we're looking at right now is 315. But then you would get your discount off of that of 3% right now. Oh, I will wait on that one for now. Don't have the money right. Okay, cool. No worries.
Another one I'm aiming at is the 0.2s. Anywhere I can grab like a 0.2 or a 0.21 or something like that. At least at minimum 0.2. That's carat weight. And
No,
so
don't get into the carat weight. It's just confusing.
yeah, I know, but I'm preparing for it. You know, like I for I foresee the event. You know,
If you're seeing the future.
I don't know. I'm speculating, but I really have always been like a speculative investor.
Think Differently 3000. Greetings from Melbourne, Australia. Wow, cool. Thanks for being here, Melbourne. Think Differently 3000. Appreciate you.
What? Here,
We
I was
are
in the
just
wrong.
taking a look at this. I'm going to count down on this osmium nectar. This is a hexagonal piece of crystalline osmium, the rarest, most dense most cool precious metal on the earth, along with a whole other host of mosts. But I am going to count it down. Thank you for your consideration, everybody. So what time is it in Melbourne, Australia, if you don't mind me asking? Okay, so last but not least. Okay, yeah, and if anybody wanted the Buy It Now special, this is it. You can get up to 10 of these 1 ounce 3/9 fine silver Walking Liberty rounds at $54. So just type in BIN dash special and then how many you would want. You can get up to 10 of them per person. But the grand finale is this here piece. Let me pull up the video as well. Oh, there we go.
Oh.
So this will show you both sides of the coin. Let me pull myself up a little bigger here. Hopefully that will give me a bit of visualization here. Let me get back to the comments. 2:54 p.m. right on Thursday. Thank you for that. It's day ahead already. Day is well underway already over there. Still Wednesday evening here. So this is a beautiful ancient coin. Actually, both sides are pretty well done on this. You got a little bit of wear on this reverse of Pegasus, but it's such a good artistic design on the Pegasus, I think. So it is very cool. I'm going to put it out with a bit of a reduced price right now. Okay, I don't have it out there yet. Let's add Roblo and we'll do.
Man, those are. I just sitting there thinking, daydreaming about, how cool those are, in the different ways they were making this happen back in the day. Like, it really was such an accomplishment to coin. Like, like back in the day, you just think about the literal manpower it took to just produce a single one of those at the end of the day. All the people and necessary and heavy lifting and hard work and this was like legendary thinking at the time too. Like,
Yes.
it was extra special to have metallurgic skills. It's I think that's one of the most standout things about the ancients that really stand out to me.
Yeah, it's they had the Greek art is just blows me away. The amount of speech within the art, how it comes to life, the fact that they were able to capture art and make it come to life in a way that I think we have struggled to do ever since. I don't know that we have, surpassed them, especially though we're just using their bare hands and tooling. I mean, they just managed to almost bring things to life. So very, very impressive art. And then I was hearing somebody talk about when the art of a society goes down the drain, and like we have now today, if you go look at our art, they'll put up some art piece in the park, and everybody's like, what is that? And everybody's like, I don't know, I can't tell what that is. It's kind of ugly, it looks like trash. And when you lose that sense of beauty in the art, they say that you're losing your morals along with it. Like when you can't tell if it's beautiful or not, it's like you can't tell the difference between right and wrong either. And I find it funny that this guy was saying that, because like you look at the Greek period and their art was just amazing, and it had speech without any words written on it. And now today's art is like, what is that? And no one can tell, and it's kind of ugly and scary and gross. And it's like, well, look at our morals, basically right on track. So anyway, my little side
Well,
rant.
no, I think there's really something to that when you're saying it like that, tying, the morals and virtues of society, because I think they both do lend to. You can't say that the art in solely influences the culture, and that the culture can never influence the art, right? You
Right.
know, and so it's this back and forth like pulsation, between the art and the culture, and the culture and the art, right? And and I think it kind of wafts this realm, as we gain inspiration, you know, we want to reflect that, but it really goes to show our reflection of the world. Like it really is like, what does that say about our culture right now? That
Yep.
we produce this unguided, undirected, you know, um, shapeless, formless,
Yep.
insignificant. You know,
Yep.
Scary was a good word choice earlier.
Yep. It's kind of sad. And
What was
I
that you were pointing at? A mint mark?
yeah, probably there's mint marks. There's that amphilos on the back that looks kind of like a thumb needle keeping your finger from getting poked. What do you call those things?
Thimble?
Yeah, thumb thimble. But it's actually, that was like a little rock, hollow rock that they thought that would go down into the center of the earth, and they could talk to their gods through them. I can't remember what they're called right now, but it
Hmm.
was a way to speak to the gods of the within the earth through this hollow rock. The oh, Oracle of Delphi had a rock like that became quite popular back then, and that's what they say that symbolizes. So.
Hmm. So they were making a profession of their their belief in like destiny almost, that it was something that could have been seen in a prophetic form, to them, huh? Like kind of like
Yes.
claiming their position with that.
Yep. Yep. Think Differently says ancient Greek coins in higher grades really pop. They're so desirable. I know. I couldn't. They just sucked me in once I realized they were a legit thing. The
I
art that comes off of them is just mind-boggling. So yeah, go
B,
ahead.
I have a question for you real quick.
Yep.
I don't want to put you on the spot. If you don't know, you don't know. Do you know what material they were striking with at this time?
Yeah. Yeah, I have a couple of videos talking with Aaron, and he's actually showed a couple of dyes that they used on these coins. So occasionally you'll find an actual dye that was being used to mint the coins.
Cool.
And yeah, they were kind of like a brass type of metal.
Brass. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
Um, so did is there like a lineage like before the brass, or at that time was it just like the go-to, and like there really wasn't another option, or that was just the leading technology, or like what's the context of the brass choice?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's some cruder ones made out of copper. I think the brass, made it a bit more hard of a material. And I don't know what obviously all of the different ones were made out of, but yeah, I think brass was kind of the standard. When the first coins came out, they actually just had little squiggly lines on one side and just a punch on the back. So their first coins, they didn't really care about the design on the back. It was just the punch that was used to drive into the design on the front. And so the front just had, the very first coins had some little squiggly lines, and then suddenly they went to a design on the front with just a punch on the back. And then after a while, the punch kind of had a unique punch design, kind of some, unique triangles with a square. So the punch itself started to get some unique design characteristics, probably kind of as a, my guess would be as a safety mark, that so other people couldn't use, just whatever punch and make that design. They would match the design and the punch itself to know, okay, these were our coins. And then eventually the punch became an image, so it was like how the Indian gold Indian that we have has an incuse
Mm-hmm.
punch on it. So that was how the punch, of course, was incuse and putting the design on the obverse. And then the punch itself got a design on it, and it would make a incuse design, pushing the coin into the obverse design. And then they went all the way to just doing designs on both sides. So it was kind of definitely a progression there over time. But it's fascinating to look into those things for sure.
Now, were they coining before pressing or striking? Like, were they considering like lump coinage or anything of that effect?
Were they say? Ask me that again. I
All
didn't
right.
quite.
We know coinage as it is, like we interpret coinage to mean, like look, they poured it in here and they smashed it into a shape or whatever, and then they punched it, they struck it, or they pressed it, right? And
Yeah.
this is what we usually defer to, right?
Yes.
But were they considering it? Were they doing coinage in like a lump or like ingot form, yet still considering it like a definitive coinage before we started striking and punching and the like?
Well, yeah. Before the coins came, they went by weight. From my understanding, and from most of the scholarly books and people that I've talked to, say that they use silver before coinage for money for sure, but they would just weigh out little chunks. um so those were more just little squares without markings, or maybe even some type of marking some may have had, but not really anything really cool.
Okay.
um
What
uh,
about uniformity? Where was the can do you know like where that birth of uniformity really came into focus?
yes, the first coins ever produced that were uniform were from King Croesus, something like that. And he was the first one to, they already had some silver coins, but he was the first one to make a denomination, in that he had a bunch of gold coins that went from like a gram down to a 76th of a gram and everything in between. And it was all consecutive weights from the heavy stater to down to the very light weight. And it was consecutive. So the weights weighed out in the gold. And then they had, I believe it was 13 to 1 was the ratio of silver. So the very first coinage of silver to gold, the ratio was 13 silver to 1 gold.
The check and balance.
Yep. And then the silver had the same heavy stator weight all the way down to its light weights and everything in between, but they were all a standardized weight, and they were all 13 to 1 of their matching weight in gold.
Hmm.
So, yeah, let me see if I can show you a picture of the first coinage that was done like that.
Yeah, that seems like a really important marking point. I think that was pretty smart to go with ratio adjustment, like it's a good
Yes.
balance.
Yep. Oh, dang it. Come on now.
Yeah, and it would only fault them to screw the silver up in that motion. You know what I mean? Like to
And
load
I
the
think it's so interesting. Sorry if I interrupted you, but to
No, hit it.
that um the ratio is 13-1. Like that was a standard. You look back at these standards early on, it was like 3-1, then 10-1 for a long time. 13 and 15-1 has been a long one of the. If you were to average out, it would probably be 13-1 would be your ratio, or 15-1. It's only in like this last 100 years where we went from 13 to like 80 or 100, like we're at now, is just craziness.
Yeah, that's well, I think they really understood the principles better than we even do nowadays.
Yes,
Of
indeed.
reclamation and processing it, the refining. Because we've discussed this a time or two, you and I, about like silver was a bit prestigious to hold in the sense that it took the technology to actually refine it compared to the gold, which you could just see pluck, smash, and melt.
Right.
And so but the abundance, of course, has its own value equalizer. But
So yeah, so of course here you have your heavy gold stater. It's got a lion and a bull, which is also very interesting imagery. And the same on your silver, a lion and a bull, heavy stater to heavy stater. And down here at the bottom it says King Croesus of Lydia, even today renowned for his wealth, created the first bimetallic coinage.
mm,
So the first time that there was both gold and silver with these adjustable rates was done under King Croesus. Um, Illustrated here is a range of coins struck under his rule, as well as later Persian issues showing the deterioration of the lion and the bull design. So, and they would get down. What was amazing is how small their weights would get to. Like you wouldn't think that they could weigh that fine, but they did. It started at a stater. Let me see if I can find it. Most of
well, brass is a very used in a lot of accurate precision measurements, and brass being at their disposal, scales and weights, it would make sense that they could probably gain a fine tune.
right. Let's see if I could find the small weights, but I can't off the top. So I know they went down to 1/24th of a stater at 0.36 grams, 0.33 grams.
Hmm. That's an interesting, like they it would fall there in universal weights and measurement.
Yeah, and I heard somebody just the other day saying that the staters being like it was, I can't remember, 8 point something grams, but that happened to be like this number that fits into like everything. You know how what's the design that like kind of makes a big loop and curls in
Oh,
on
son of
itself?
a gun! Any other day.
The ratio anyway, it fits a ratio mathematically that ties into like a ratio that's common in nature. And
Yeah,
so it appears that like that king was using nature's math basically to come up with his formula for his coins. So yeah, it's really fascinating when you start looking into that stuff. And like the brilliance that they had, like that you would say, well, why would they use that 8.4 gram. Like, why would you? Well, because it fits with nature and everything else. That, like, they were smart, man. They were way smarter than we give them credit for, I think.
I gotta look that up now. I gotta remember what that was called.
Yeah, what is it called?
Yeah,
Somebody in the chat should know what's it's a design that Fibonacci sequence.
yeah, that's it. Oh my goodness.
You have to have somebody from Australia who can think clearly to tell us. Thank you for
Hey,
that.
we're up late over here, all right?
That's right. It's right. It's 9 o'clock here. That's our problem. So.
Yeah, so let's not hold that to us too much.
Right.
So no,
Awesome,
no,
guys.
that's great.
That wraps up the auction. Really enjoyed hanging with everybody. We can chat here for a few more minutes, and then we'll wrap it up. I appreciate everybody hanging out and keeping us company, answering our questions that should be quite obvious for us, but we struggle from time to time.
Why isn't my chat catching up? There we go. Oh, there we go. I see Jake just pop up. Cool. Yeah. So yeah, no, I really appreciated that. A lot of the like the old school mathematics that because they were like application mathematics, and in the sense that, like, look, these people only had so much to work with at the time, right? And they had like a much clearer view of the sky. They had a lot more time to like observe the sky, pay attention to the.
Oh man, yeah, and the stars for sure. Like the connection they had with it, and boy, if this topic, I'm probably going to go a little far here, but the topic of the stars is just so fascinating, especially when you look back into these ancient cultures and how they thought the stars were angels and gods, and they would often correlate stars with people and kings and
Sacred geometry and
yes, and how I mean, it was a big clock to them, and they had it down pat, just like all these nations have the animals in the 12
the zodiac.
zodiac and
13, buddy. All the ancients had 13.
13, and just the way they were able to connect their reality with the stars, and it's still done today, but just it was so much more common back then, and they would go out at night up on their roofs, and just there was no lights everywhere blocking out the view, and no chemtrails, or I mean, it just been gorgeous view of the stars. And they definitely, the way they viewed them, I would love to be able to discuss with some of them how they made these connections with the stars. And even biblically, right? Like, suddenly they're just talking along, and then, oh, the wise men from the east seen a star that they knew that the king had been born.
Yeah,
What?
like,
You
why
see a star,
even
and
march across the
suddenly,
desert? How do I put this all together?
right, like they see a star and they say, oh, that means the king is born of this nation, and they packed up their camels with like gold and valuable stuff, and followed a star, and it led them to it. Like, how did they just know all this stuff? Like, that's craziness to me. But
No,
yeah, for them, it was just like, it wasn't even, it was just like a footnote, like, oh, and they seen a star and knew that this mean that the king, and they followed him over. Wow.
yeah, you don't
Like,
pack up camels to go across the desert and risk thieves and raiders
exactly.
and the struggles and the life risks that come with that for nothing. Like
Yep.
these, no, like the star was like a long time ago, man. That whatever they were thinking about the star, that was in the past. They're worried about getting over there now. By this point, they already made the decision to drive to Texas.
Right.
Like,
Yep.
now,
Yep.
where are they staying? These are, anyways.
Yeah.
No, you're, dude. That's I really I really detest the this idea that the ancients were like these stupid caveman
Right.
people.
Oh, that's foolish.
Like,
No.
no, they had the hardest job of all of us. Like, as mankind is spoken for, right? They had the hardest job of all of us at that time. They had to revolutionize, like they had to actually think. We just put pieces together now. All the pieces, all the concepts that they built, like these guys had to sit and think these things through.
Yep.
Like the original notions, the foundations of our logic, they had to put that down. Like geometry, like these guys had, dude, they couldn't build what they built without like fundamental, like practical, relative, everyday usage of like geometry, like either through their own religious worship or they're building their aqueducts or they're composing a coliseum or what, building a wagon or paving a road.
Yep.
Like, dude, these guys had this down.
Yep.
Dude, you couldn't get 80% of our population to crunch those numbers. And these guys
Yeah.
do it off the top of their head. They built roads that last to this day.
Yes. Yeah, and like Jake's saying, yeah, they use the stars to navigate the oceans. And a lot of it's interesting on a lot of the ancient coins, they use stars as representations for figures or gods or angels, and like it's so interesting because there's so much of that correlation, like that today we're taught, oh, that's just a bunch of, it's in the Bible, it's in all those the Greeks, it was like everything was related to the stars and to the, and these ancient cultures all had that. And so there is definitely some type of more understanding spiritually that they had and understood that not only did they follow it as a clock, but like they knew that, oh, this star means that there's a new king or that someone else is losing their reign because this star is moving over into this other quadrant. And it's like, whoa, what? You know?
Yeah, it
So,
doesn't tell them who, it just expresses that there will be this thing, this function happening.
right.
That's,
It's unbelievable.
and
Some of
shout
the,
out to the creator, right? Like,
right. Yeah,
that's incredible
for sure.
because its accuracy has been proven.
And what's cool is the different nations had these same, you know, like they might not have been able to speak each other's language very well, but they could go and match each other's concept of the constellations and the time and the stars and see that, oh, you guys are on the same, same track as we are, just maybe a little bit different, but like the same basic things going on there. So there's way more to that than we understand today. I mean, some people probably do, but a vast amount of people don't put together how much of is correlated with the stars. As back then everything was correlated with the stars for them. So
Dude, let's step it up one notch, perhaps, and go so far as to say, look at the correlation of mankind's recognition, desire, compulsion, understanding of the stars, even through a separated peoples. Like they're
yeah,
doing it over here. They're making this. They're performing the same function here as they are way the heck over here, as they are way the heck over here,
yep,
and all of mankind is what just coincidentally just
right,
coincidentally,
on the
informed.
same track. Yeah, exactly, right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like, come on, get the heck out of here. No, this is like it's built in, you know, this awareness, this drive. I mean, we all look at the stars at some point, man. Why? What function does that serve in your worldly world?
right. Right. And biblically, it says that they are for time, season, days, years.
Time, signs, and
So
seasons.
we
Yeah.
know that they're like a map of times and seasons, and that's how like the Jews and even other cultures would follow like the new moon. They would wait till they seen, like the Jews, right? They would wait till they saw the new moon for them to start their new month. And
Hmm.
like a lot of cultures were like that, where
Yep.
they were,
Lunar, solar, celestial.
right, stars aligning and coming up, and where would the sun rise in what constellation is it rising would give you like a time point, and it's just like all that stuff's mind blowing. So it's like, wow.
Well,
I like what Triple Eight says, and I get lost in the mall.
it, it's weird that a figment can be so objective in truth, like this perception of logic within the stars, you know,
Yeah,
and the and this saturation of accuracy and truth in the matter,
yeah,
and I commun
yeah.
like
Yeah, it's amazing that they were on to that stuff. That's for sure.
we're so behind,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
If
we don't understand a lot of that stuff.
we lost our Google machines today,
Exactly.
where would we be?
Yeah. It took me a while in life. Growing up on the ranch, I think helped. But once I realized like you can look at the sun and kind of know where you're at, what time it is. Like if you start paying attention, you can learn a lot from paying attention to those types of things.
I
So,
take a certain spiritual inspiration from it too. I like sometimes I do look at one thing and I'd be like, man, yeah, I feel like you're just like I feel like there's something to this. Why is that got my interest? Like what could that would that mean?
yeah.
Like like I like to be
Yeah.
civilized, I thought.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, I mean, yeah, it doesn't matter which culture. I mean, even biblically, there's a lot of connection with the stars and the sun and the moon and all of that and all of its representations. And yeah, the more it gets interesting to me more now that I'm a little bit older and think about some of these things. It gets quite fascinating looking into these ancient coins and then seeing how their symbols reflected some of those things. And it's like, I don't know, it's very interesting to see, to look at those coins and see, wow, that's what they were looking at that time. That would have fit their understanding of reality and what it meant. And like, uh yeah, like those coins that are stamped with that form are exactly the same as they were, you know, 3,000 years ago. You got the same. I mean, nothing has changed on that. So that's something that you can look into and know, this is what they were looking at that time.
Yeah, that was
Um,
your payment or change back in the day. It was just you would have expected that to land in your hand at any time, huh?
and it's propaganda, just like we have propaganda from leaders nowadays, but it's a much purer propaganda. It's a beautiful art. It's deeper in the way that they're portraying their propaganda, but through beautiful art and reality. Like they would tie reality with their propaganda, and it would give it that much more strength. And
Well, it's got to be
that's
relatable, personable,
right,
for it
exactly.
to communicate.
And they say that about the Egyptian hieroglyphs too. Like you just need to read it by like letting it kind of speak to you in those ways. And so yeah, all that stuff's very cool. And they definitely, their minds were definitely thinking in ways that ours aren't used to thinking. So I'm not saying they had it all right, but they weren't dumb, that's for sure.
Hmm. Agreed.
Cool, cool, guys. Well, I better wrap this one up, but thank you, everybody. Let's check the silver price before we step out and see where we're at.
Good idea. Where'd the day land, huh?
Woo! We are on our way up. We're back up to 51.50.
All right. I saw it at like
Uh,
51.82 or
It
something.
was earlier today. It got up to 52.35.
Yeehaw.
So yeah, we're
We might be on our way back to 55 in no time, man.
yeah. I think our new floor is probably the 50 area. So
It seems, I mean, that was like, it looked like Dude, people took some big captures on that high, and look where it fell down to.
Yep.
That'll tell you. Big pitfall like we saw after that peak. Dude, that told you everything you needed to know. That
Yeah.
was a short fall, man.
Yep, it
That
was a
was a
good
short
pullback.
fall.
It makes it, now that we're staying up here, it makes that, a good solid pullback and getting yourself some support built up. And I think a lot of people are very hesitant to buy at this period, but I just she's gonna carry on from here, guys, in my opinion. So
Price shock, man. They're just getting over price shock like we all
that
do.
is, it's yeah, it's
Milk's
I'm
getting expensive, bread's getting expensive. Just got to get
yep,
over it, dude.
yep. And silver is the most undervalued thing on the planet right now, about basically.
What gold land on, just for curiosity?
Gold was 4,079.
And what's that put our ratio at? Wow, gold dropped
A little bit.
and got $50 something.
Ooh, 80.78. So
Hmm.
we're right on 80.
Why are they sticking us at this 180 range? I mean, that's a long way from 100 not too long ago.
Right.
That was repulsive. I was like, come on, get the fuck out of here. 100? No
Right.
way. I
Yeah.
should have took in every. Nah.
Yeah, well, it's like Ian was saying, at that 105, he was like, "Yeah, switch your gold for silver," and boy, that was a good call. If you had a lot, you did that, look at how much you came already, and you've still got quite a ways to go. So you could really
I made a lot of ratio plays, man, to help
increase your
in the,
stack.
in the early stacking. In my early stacking, like that was the only way, man. Like ratio play.
Yep. Cool. Triple Eight the Great. Thanks for hanging, bud. Jake's Custom Parts. Appreciate you. And Think Differently 3000. Thanks for thinking differently and keeping us on track.
Appreciate the
And,
help.
Yeah, everybody else that was in Silver and Cigars, and everybody else that came through. Greatly appreciate you guys. We will be back soon. Frisky Dingo. Yep, it was good to see you. And Broke Stacker and everybody else that came through. It was good seeing you, and we will be back soon with another one. So see you soon. Thanks,
Bye, guys.